In this video, we're going to take a look at the Tennessee Volunteers. It is Kim Caldwell's second year. They have a lot of pieces, and how the puzzle gets put together will be very interesting. And I'll go through the parts, talk a little bit about their schedule, what happened last year, and what Kim Caldwell has said so far in the preseason interviews. Before we start, if you enjoy the content, then please consider subscribing to the channel and giving the video a like. Tennessee took a chance last year on Kim Caldwell, and it looks like it has definitely worked out. She was able to get Tennessee to the Sweet 16 out of the first round. She's able to recruit as well, landing the #2 class. I think the highlight last season was when Tennessee beat UConn. I think that would be the high point. Then they went through a little bit of a lull, but recovered enough in the tournament to, like I say, get back to the Sweet 16. Their style of play was simple but very effective. We're going to play up pressure defense, press. If we have open three-pointers, we're going to take them. So it was an analytical team that would take their threes. But the main mantra was, if you're on the court, you're trying to make something happen by playing hard on defense. And teams will go on runs and break our press, but the whole thing is we want to play hard the entire time. I was curious in the era of the transfer portal how this would work out, but they only had 2 transfers. So that being Avery Strickland, who only played 105 minutes, and Favor, who only played 85 minutes. But there will be transition on their roster as they had 5 graduate, that being Spencer, Spear, Darby, Puckett, and Hollingshead. But all of the other players that had eligibility to return and got minutes did not transfer out. They seemed happy with 25 to 28 minutes a game. That included Talasia Cooper, Ruby Whitehorn, Z Spearman, Kanaya Boyd, and Alasia Latham. They added via the portal as well. So Nia Robertson from SMU, she's a 5'7" point guard. She averaged 18 points, 3 rebounds, 1.7 assists. She's not really efficient from the floor, shooting 32%. On three-pointers, she shot 31% with an effective field goal shooting percentage of 38.7%. The other 2 players they landed via the portal, Janiah Barker, who's 6'4" from UCLA, is a senior, and Jersey Wolfenbarger, who's a senior as well and 6'5". She came in from LSU. Both of these players are extremely talented and highly rated recruits out of high school, but it just has not worked out at their previous locations. Wolfenbarger went to Arkansas, then tried to go to LSU. It was a bad fit. At Arkansas, they did not have a lot of talent. When she went to LSU, Kim Mulkey was determined to turn her into a physical big, and it just did not work out. Much the same with Janiah Barker. She displayed massive amounts of talent at Texas A&M, then went to UCLA, and it was never a fit with her and Lauren Betts. She lost her outside shot, as at Texas A&M, she had seasons where she could hit the three-point shot, but she lost her shot early and then never got it back. And her with Lauren Betts just did not have enough shooting on the court. As to me, Tamia Gardner and Dugalic always seemed like a better fit with Lauren Betts' game. I just never saw how Barker was going to fit in. I think the hope was she was going to give UCLA athleticism and physicality, but it was just never a fit in my opinion. For both Barker and Wolfenbarger, Tennessee is last stop U, not only because they're seniors. I guess they could play another year potentially the way it's going in college basketball. But really, the style of play that Kim Caldwell plays should fit their style of play. They're both athletic, so the pressing style should work with them. In addition, they both like to shoot threes. Caldwell's already talking about getting Barker's confidence back, so she'll take the three-pointer, and hopefully it goes well and sets them both up to go on to the WNBA, because they have the physical talent to do that, but do they have the game to go along with it? How they go at Tennessee will go a long way to shaping their future, and if that future is in the WNBA. The last part of the puzzle for Tennessee is the recruiting class, which was rated #2 by ESPN. They have 5 players coming in. They're all in the top 100. Athletic guard, forward, swing players. Jada Civil, who's 6 foot. She was rated #13. She likes to go to the basket, good in transition. Caldwell says that she's been matching up against Cooper, and they've been having some good battles in practice. Dania Prawl, she's a 6'2 guard forward. She was rated #6. She had a knee brace on early in the offseason, but Caldwell says she's good to go and her conditioning is improving. Then they have Lauren Hurt, who's also 6'2", rated number 45. She can shoot from outside and spread the floor. And then they have 2 point guards, the Paldo sisters. So Maya Paldo, she is 5'6" and rated number 9. She's a lot like a Hannah Hidalgo, that she terrorizes opponents on the ball, with on-the-ball defense, and she can shoot the three-pointer and facilitates passes and just seems like a natural point guard. Her sister Maya Paldo, she was number 57. They're twins, so she's 5'6" as well. I think her shot's not quite as good. She's not quite as instinctive as her sister, but still a really good player. Now, in the last press conference, Kim Caldwell said that Mia Paldo had separated herself from the other point guards, that being Nia Robertson, the transfer in from SMU, and from Kanaya Boyd. In the practice numbers, Paldo has the best assist-to-turnover ratio. She gets the ball to the right player and has just been hitting open shots. So if you take a look at Tennessee's roster, the combination of returning players with the transfer in through the portal and the new recruits, you can see they have all the pieces there. And one player I didn't mention was Kaya Wynn, who's returning. She's a redshirt senior. She's 6 foot. She's athletic. She tore her Achilles the previous season. And if you go through their roster, they probably don't have the shooting that they had last year, as they lost Darby and Spencer, but they're obviously more athletic in terms of how they can put their different pieces together, because they have a whole bunch of 6 foot, 6'1" players that are athletic. That being Cooper, Whitehorn, Civil, Prawl, Wynn, and Hurt. In addition, you have smaller guards, the Paldo sisters, Kanaya Boyd, Nia Robertson, and then they have bigs in addition. They have 6'4" returner Z Spearman, who averaged 11 points, 6 rebounds last season, and Alyssa Latham, who's a 6'2" forward. Caldwell's hoping that she'll average a double-double, not to mention Janiah Barker, who we already talked about, and Wolfenbarger, who give them even more size. And if you look at the roster, you can see how Tennessee will be able to come at teams in waves, because basically everybody on the roster looks like they're going to be able to play and contribute, and they're just going to come with the press and over again. It should really be fun to watch if it works. I think it might be a bit ugly when the season starts, as they need to gel and have time, and their schedule's tough. Like, they start off with NC State, they play Middle Tennessee, and then they go out west to face UCLA and Stanford. Later on in the year, they will have UConn on the road, so it wouldn't be surprising if they struggle a bit early on with that tough initial schedule, not to mention SEC play. You've got South Carolina, LSU, Texas, Ole Miss, it just goes on. Oklahoma as well. So, but overall, I think Caldwell's hope is that she saves the team's legs better this year.
I think last summer, maybe in hindsight, when I look at our year in review of last summer, I wonder if we did too much, and that's why we didn't have legs in March. So I, as a coach, have really tried to say, we're not going to grind them into the ground. If we don't get to this, we don't get to this. And as a result of that, it's not the normal pace that I like to practice at, but I'm trying to do a better job of realizing it's a long season.
And by the time they get to tournament play, she'll have a nice rotation of 8 to 9 players putting on constant high pressure defense, and a team that just comes at you in waves. Again, it should be fun to watch. Where do you have Tennessee next year? Do you have them making the Final Four, improving to the Elite Eight, or do you see a bit of regression and this beautiful thing, teams have figured them out? It should be interesting to watch. Your thoughts, your comments, all your poison welcome below. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great night.